Look at that. A little bit of a wind. Absolutely cracking. Welcome to Verns Sea Fishing. This is where I'm fishing today. Fishing on the River Humber. That's right, we're fishing on the River Humber. It's face the sun. And yeah, we're down there today fishing. Don't know what to say, I lost it then, didn't I? How about that? So it's a 7.6 something metre tide, 7.65, something like that. It is Monday, it is the 12th of February, and it is about it's about 4:50. So it is going to be dark soon, but what a place, eh? Cut for the intro. Cut for that intro. So, I was talking away to Brett on these earbuds, which keep falling out unless you got this hat on, and I put all my bait there on the tray, and my bloody scissors fell off the tray, and I was like, no, and fell down there. So I had to jump over the wall on my ladder, and that gave me some jip. Yeah, but yeah, what a start. Let's hope that's the last thing. The water's coming in. I am fishing here. I've got a channel next to me. I'm giving it a go. You can only fish down there when it's big tide. Let's see what happens. I've fished 12 before, and I was going to fish 14, but it was a big dog poo there. Well, it had been there quite a while because it got a bit of a skin on it. And I could just see later on in the night me forgetting it's there, standing in it. So I'm here. You don't get long fishing, I will say that. You don't get long fishing. They're already, when I turned up here, they were already, you could fish in Bay 19 and 20, 28, 27. But yeah, no, I've wanted to come down here, and that's what I'm doing today. That is what today's about. If I catch a catch, if I don't, I'm chuffed that I've fished down here. That's the main thing, because that's what I wanted to do. Still can't air properly out my ear. I've had other issues, and but apart from that, everything's great in life. I mean, it's wonderful getting to 55 and just feeling that I've still got this body that's like an athlete. It's unbelievable. So, ain't life great? Do you remember that advert? I think it was an advert. It was an advert. Wasn't it a milk advert? I think it was a milk advert. Might have been, might not have been, I don't know, but I think it was. I'm fishing today with fin weights, 2 up flappers, and I'm gonna get a rig out in a minute. I'm looking forward to this. It is cold. It's 5 degrees, or it's what it said it was gonna be, 5 degrees. Let's pull these out. I can air a bit better now. Yeah, so we're down there. I think Bay 12's up there, Bay 11's that way. So I'm in the middle. New one down there. Like I say, they're already fishing down that end. They could have had cod and all sorts, couldn't they? I don't know. But unless you fish it, you don't know, do you? And I would say possibly in half an hour it's going to be at this wall, but it's going to be like 2 inch deep. So we're going to chuck in that channel, see if there's any flounder. That's the main thing. But I need some water so I can get the weight up and get it over that bank, because what will happen is it'll my line will go into that bank over there. Yeah, can you see that bank? Line will go into that there, and it'll cut in, won't it, and I'll get jammed, snagged, and have to pull for a break, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's cracking. You can see the tide's starting to come in now. You can just see this, the water where it's still breaking, but you can see water trickling in. It's great to watch. It is really good to watch, because it just comes trickling up to your feet. And it's the same on the other side at Chalky Point when you watch the water come in. But I need to remember that that's there, and I'm fishing one rod into that and one next to it. Now, there is nobody else down there. It is just me. There's no one that way, no one that way. There's two girls that have just walked down there. They never even said hello to me, so I'm pleased about that. And I'm on my own. And I'll be honest with you, I've got the willies a bit, and it isn't even dark yet, so I'm going to get my big torch out in a minute so I can look around, see what's about. But yeah, if you watch this video, think about subscribing. If you do, click the bell, drop us a comment, give us a thumbs up. And if you don't, just enjoy this video. If you don't enjoy it, then it's pointless me talking now, because you've probably already switched off, haven't you? So yeah, I've got some new news coming soon on a fishing rod, so I'm all excited about it. I'm not telling you about it yet. It's got to all come off, and hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have the rod. So yeah, I'm all excited about that. And yeah, you'll look forward to it. Look forward to it. It's something to look forward to, isn't it? See me with a different rod. And then I might start selling some of my other rods, because I've got too many. And I'll get rid of the ones I don't want. But I'll not ever get rid of these Vercellis or any of my Ziplex. Certainly never get rid of my Kenzakis, because they're the best rods I've got. Yeah, so keep watching the videos for the new rod. Well, it ain't new, it's new to me. Anyhow, I think I'll turn you off now. I'm going to get baited up, and I don't know, I just don't know what to do. I don't know whether to chuck one in there and leave it because the water's coming in, and then if I do get a bite, that's what I'm going to do. See you in a bit. I'm going to get this bait. Matter of fact, watch me bait up. I've been here ages. I forgot to get my bait out, didn't I? So it's still all frozen. I'm a sausage, ain't I? Absolute flipping sausage. Some people would say worse, but I'm trying to stop swearing now. I'm trying to change tack, and try and improve myself. Gonna try and stop swearing. I'm gonna be nicer to my wife. You know, she's just gonna think she's got a new man. That's what she's gonna think. She's gonna be getting, woohoo, this is all right. Might get her all fired up and loved up again. But yeah, I'm trying to change my ways and be a better person. Not just see things for what they are. Try and look at things in a positive light, so that so you can see the good and what people are probably trying to do and not trying to fleece you. So I've got to try and stop looking at things like that. But that is a learning curve, isn't it? That is a learning curve for me to try and do, you see. So I'm gonna have to try and find a font of knowledge. I'm gonna have to get a book or something like that. I would say I'll ring Brett, but I don't know if he knows a lot. But yeah, I might have to get an encyclopedia or something and get all this knowledge. Right, let me clean my hands. I can even go down there and do an off the ground cast. Oh, my van's down there. I can't afford a 6-ounce weight going through my van. Oh, I'm all excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Right, now then, I've got to get this in there. Can't get it. If I miss this, I'm going to be an absolute buffoon. Straight in. Oh, get in there! Went straight in it. After all them bloody casts I did the other day. Oh, it's a bit bright, isn't it? I did all them casts the other day at the river, and whoa, at the river, and now I ain't got any grip weights on this. Grip weights. I ain't got any grip wires. Right, that's the first one out. Let's try and get this bait defrosted there. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because it is cold, isn't it? Anyhow, that's the first rod out. I'm in where I need to be. I've probably got 6 inches and I'm going to have water. Now let me just quickly show you this. Can you see that water coming in now? You can see it rippling surely on the camera. It was right out. It's going to be in half 20 minutes, I would say it'll be in. Channel's filling up and disappearing. You just got to know where it is. Now there might be some nice flounder in there or any other fish, but we're fishing here. We're going to give it a go. It's going to be totally different. It is going to be what it is. Hopefully successful. You know, only what, a flounder. I'm not into anything much more than that. It'd be nice to catch a cod or a haddock if they're about, but you'll only get them if they're about, won't you? So I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to get this other rig baited up and I'll bring you back for the cast. See you in a bit. Well, still a lovely sunset there. I'm going to get this other rod out now. Bit of weed on this line. Let's hope it go all right. No. Bugger. Look at all that weed on there. Oh, look at all that. Probably should have pulled it off first, shouldn't I? And there's a lesson learnt for you kids. Stick these buds out. Lesson learnt there. Take your weed off your line, even though you got big eyes. There was too much weed there. Bloody hell, now I've got to tie a leader on. It's my own fault, ain't it? I can't swear and curse, can I? No, because we're changing the ways, aren't we? Oh, bollocks. Oh well. I'll get this line pulled through now. It was about time I put a new leader on anyhow. I was thinking the other night, shall I put a new leader on, Ben? Never mind. Hey, you get everything on this channel. Because you don't get long fishing there either. You get about 4 hours, I think. Bollocks. Right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a leader out, tie it on, and be able to cast out all right then, won't I? Because there's no weed on the line. See you in a bit when I've done this. Got to get on, but then the water will definitely be deep enough for me not to get the weight sinking in the mud. Bollocks. And that has a good weight on there as well. I might pull it in, it only went out about 20 yards. See you in a bit. Hey. Warts and all on this channel. Warts and all, isn't it? Look at that. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Look. Industrial area, bit of flooding, Absolutely fantastic, isn't it, with the sun setting, because the sun sets over there. That's east. So I've got one rod fishing, and I'm now going to get the other one up and running. See you in a bit. Right, you got a bit of sun setting there. Right, we tied the leader on. Lesson learnt there. I've got away with it for a bloody long time, I must admit. I must just try and remember to clean my reels, that's all. That was alright. Get that on there, that there like that. Take that out like that. I think I need to go over and get some water. Now I don't know how much tide pull is there, but I'm going to see if I can get some water now in my bucket, because it'll weigh my rods down a bit, plus that gives you a bit of freedom unhooking fish. So I'm gonna go get a bucket of water. If you don't see me in a bit, then you'll probably never see me again. I'll be going down towards East Holton, and then as the tide go out, I might make it to Spurn Point, I don't know. So if you see a Norfolk lad washed up on the shoreline, it'll be Vernon, it won't be Abdul. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this first rod reeled in, because my worms are thawed out now, and we'll put some worm on and tip it with squid. But I have got squid on there, but that's in the channel, so let's have a look at that, eh? Now we could get snagged up for all I know. Don't think I got anything on it. No. Don't think so. No. Bait is still on as well, so that's good. The line, I hadn't turned the light on ever. No wonder I thought it was dark. Keep hearing noises, does me head in. The snood was all tangled around the rig body. Now I'm trying something new. I shall keep an eye on that, because I don't like that. Neither does Brett. Now then, baiting up. That could have tangled round the main line, reeling it in, couldn't it? That's one worm. Get another one on. Tip it off with squid. I probably should have another rig baited up, because you only get a certain length of time here, and it would utilise all my fishing time. But I'm just there to enjoy myself. Looks like we've got a car coming down there. Right, let's get this chucked out. Over there, I think. Somewhere over there. Brilliant. Put that in there. Tighten that up. I can, well, that's it. Another cast out. Yeah, cars. It might be across the way, actually. Oh, it's a building. I wonder what that was. Looked like a bridge. So we are fishing, and I've had to put a thinner hat on because I was getting too hot in the other one. So I think I'm back in the channel again. The other one is out on the flat. We'll just see what happened. Black lug and squid, that's all I'm using. I have got crab bait. I was going to do some cocktails, but Mr. Spolt has told me to use black lug and squid, and I will catch. He says you'll catch a cod or haddock if they're about, and you'll definitely catch. So hot, it's unbelievable. I've got my heated jacket on, but I've turned it off because it's just so warm. So it's not a bad night, really. I'll check what temperature is, and then next time I fire a camera up, I'll let you know. I jumped over the wall and went down and got the water. It is fantastic for getting water. I don't know what that noise is. Getting the willies there. Them lads that come past on the motorbike and the mobilette, they've gone back the other way now. One's got a light and the other one ain't. They must just ride along here, same as what I used to do. I used to ride around on the industrial estate on an old crunch box and a trials bike when I was young, of a Harfreys industrial estate. And this will be their Harfreys industrial estate, isn't it? I presume, because it's you won't get nabbed by the police, but I expect if they saw you they'd stop you, wouldn't they? Well, maybe not these days. So I'm watching these rods. It's quite nice there. It's a lovely night. Absolutely very little wind, very little. The water is flat calm. It is really nice. I'm pleased I've come. I had to change my day. I had to do 6 hours at school today to get some hours done because it's holiday week, so I've got to do my hours so I can do them as quick as I want. But if I do a fat chunk of it, I can get lots of jobs done. So I did 7 jobs today off the list. I had to bring my tools in to do it though, make it easy, because the drill I've got at even though it's a DeWalt, it's only a DIY drill, and wet brick and that don't go. I might as well use a star drill and keep hammering it and turning it, if you know what a star drill is. But yeah, so nothing as of yet. Brought that Ziplex in and the bait was still on the hooks. The Vaselli is out there now after I've tied another leader on. Note to self, you know, take the weed off. When you take the reel Humber and rinse the reels, take the bloody weed off. How many times? It's because they just sit there drying, and then I just think, sod it, I'm going fishing, because it happens as quick as that. And then I'll go fishing and it's on there, innit, and it's a bugger to get off. I only had to cut the bloody swivel off, drag it off, and then retie it on in the garage dinner. So I shall do that in future. Lesson learned. Font of knowledge, isn't it, eh? There is a little bit of gusty wind, but nothing major. But yeah, here we are. Wish me luck. Let's hope we catch something, eh? I was going to do another night down there this week, but the tides are getting late. I was going fishing Sunday, but I was ill Saturday. Didn't feel well on Sunday, and Sunday night came and I couldn't be asked. I didn't feel that good this morning either, but I still went to work. I think each day has got better, so hopefully tomorrow it might be even more better. Hopefully gone. So I've come tonight because I couldn't go last night, but I was planning on going Sunday and Wednesday, because these tides are here this week, so I've got to hit it. And at night time I can go, because obviously work is during the day, isn't it? So I did the work at school today and I didn't go to the house because I didn't have time. By the time I got home, loaded the van up, had a shower, I was on my way and I was there. Be nice to catch something. If I don't catch, maybe I'll catch next time, you know. It's unbelievable how our country is turning, and it's worse than other countries. Unbelievably so. It's like that Jimmy who does oh god, 8 out of 10 cats, and 8 out of 10 cats do countdown. I can't remember his last name, but his name's Jimmy. He said that he's somewhere in his library of jokes and whatever, he has said something that's going to shut him down. Scary, isn't it? Scary how the world is getting. But we're air fishing. It's a nice still night and it's enjoyable. Will be a bonus if I catch. Will be a bonus if I catch. You can only hope. Fingers crossed. Frozen bait tonight. I've got black lug squid, crab. If there's anything out there flounder wise, I should catch it on worm and squid. And to be honest, if there's a codlin or a haddock out there, that'll take that. Been a bit hard this year getting bait because the way I fish, I've said before in the previous video, because there's nothing regimented about my fishing. It isn't like, oh, it's weekend so I go fishing Saturday so I can organise my bait, and then I go fishing no matter what, whether it's windy, rain or snow, because I wouldn't do that. So I'd always be owing the bait supplier, wouldn't I? So because I ain't, let's say, regular, I'm at a disadvantage really. Last year was different. I had bait all the time last year. Well, still nothing yet. That left hand rod keeps bouncing a bit. Keeps bouncing a bit, but I think it's just the little breeze that's there hitting it. My other line's blowing up and down. There's a bit of dust flying around there as well, because there's it's a bit of a corner where there's a bit of entrapment of muck on the floor. But you've got to try these different places, haven't you? Could just keep going to the same places, which I do. I mean, it's still the same river, let's be honest, but it's just somewhere different on the river. There's no point fishing this on a 6 metre because the water probably wouldn't even come in. Time now is 6:30, so we've got 7:45, 6:30. We've got 1 hour and a quarter. And as long as I don't chuck out and snap off again, lose my gear, we should be alright. We should get at least, we should have 2 hours at least. We might get 2.5 after high water. But 2 hours will do me. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm a feet all day today. If I'd have got to sit down a couple of times, I'd have been all right, but my boss said to me today, he's on holiday, I think he's in Dubai or wherever, but he says to me, how's the house getting on? And I'm working as hard as I can. I've got it nearly all painted round with a brush so I can roller all the doors and then start glossing. And I keep saying to him, yeah, it's all going all right, yeah, don't worry about it, just enjoy your holiday, because he keeps thinking about what's going on there. But I've only been a week and a day, week and 2 days, no, a week and a day painting up to now, because the other trades have gone. It takes another 3 weeks to paint an house and then start carpeting it. I think if I was on holiday, I'd just be enjoying myself. I wouldn't even think, especially, well, after a day or two, I'd have forgot about it and I wouldn't care. But like you say, these rods aren't moving, are they? I'm going to have to give them a stern talking to. Give them a piece of my mind, I think. Now the Ziplex isn't bouncing in the wind. It's sat there quite nicely, not moving. My Vercelli is slightly flexing in the middle. And that's the first time I've seen that for a long time. I've probably seen it before and forgotten. But yeah, the Vercelli is flexing in the middle, so it's moving the tip a bit. But the Ziplex is just sat there. I'm on 3 hours 27, so I've probably done, surely I've filmed more than that. Still on 49% battery. It's the first battery. Of course, I don't want a short video, do I? Them rods keep tapping at the ends, but it's because the rod's flexing in the middle. The Ziplex, the line's just going slack and tight. It's just the wind, I think. I've got another rig made up. It's another flapper rig. Hooks are sharp, but they're just a little bit rusty round the bend. So the worm didn't slide up very easily. It took me forever to put the worm on. So there's a lesson learnt there. I'll either give them a rub with a bit of wire wool or just put some new ones on. I can't believe the battery isn't used up yet. I've only done 6 takes. I thought I'd done more than that. There, I'm sure it's all right. I'll keep checking the red light and that's flashing, so everything's working. Temperature is 6.5 degrees C, so it's positively boiling. So yeah, it's certainly better than 1 or 2 degrees, because I can't cope with that anymore. I'm not fishing in 1 or 2 degrees anymore. Well, not unless I really have to. Yesterday I spoke to Tom and said that need to be sorting something out for me to start learning how to do a bit more editing. Trying to take note, that's the main thing, so that I don't forget. Rod's a bit dirty. That's because I didn't bloody wash it after the last session, did I? Keep looking at the rod thinking, what are them marks on it? Well, that's what it is. Grufty git, isn't it? Hopefully I'll be able to wash them tomorrow. By the time I get home from work, I've got to go in the morning for a couple of hours, do a couple of jobs, do some checks, and then home for 9, work at the house for 10, home for 4, clean the rods. That's tomorrow's day sorted. That's that day in my life gone. Hip hurting, knee hurt, Everything else hurt. Can't hear. Oh, it's great being old. I would just like to make a note that I ain't had a bite yet, but I shall give this mark. Well, I'm giving it a go now, aren't I? There's still time yet to catch, and if I don't catch this time, I'll come back here again. I'll come here again and give it another go. Oh, I'm tired. Didn't get much sleep at the weekend. Well, I can honestly say I don't have too many snap-offs, but when I do, it's a total monumental balls up, isn't it? Good job I got good eyes on them rods. Could have ripped my eye off, couldn't it? Damaged it. Anyhow, kiddies, when you're fishing, make sure you take your weed off your line and your knots. Don't think like I do that you got big eyes on there, it'll go through that. Because 9 times out of 10 it does. But there's always that time, like today, where you saw at the beginning, first cast, snap off. Anyhow, it's got new leader on now. New swivel. Oh, there. Oh, I'm tired. He's having fun on that motorbike. Well, I don't know what else to say really. Weekend's been rubbish. Been ill all weekend. Lousy on Saturday. Not so good on Sunday. Not so good this morning either. Feel alright now. If I get a good night's sleep tonight and don't wake up through the night, then I should be alright for tomorrow. And I broke the back of my job at the school, so that's a good thing. A lot of outstanding jobs as well. Sometimes I don't get time during the week to get these jobs done, because by the time you get all your tools out, you know, everyone's coming in and you got to pack up and you don't get anything done. So that's why I opted to work this week to get it done. So I brought the back of that, get back on with the house, and I'll decide whether I'm going to fish again one night this week. And if I do, I'll be down there again. But it's even later at night, you see. But you only get a couple of hours either side. You get a lot longer up that end. I'm hoping on that Ziplex that I just reeled in that the snoods were wrapped around the main line as I was bringing it in. The hook was still flapping around. There was still 4 or 5 inch of hook on the snood that was still away from the rig body. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Well, I keep yawning. I think I'll have a coffee. Oh, excuse me. I think I'll have another coffee. Right, I've got a bite on the Vercelli rod, so we're going to get it in. I've had 2 knocks on it. I'm just going to reel it in. I'm going to go for... Oh, let's get the lights on. Ah, you bastard, my fucking... Where's the knob? Fuck's sake. Right, let's get this in. I can't get my flipping head torch to work. Right. I think I might have lost it, mate, because I've just been messing around, turning everything on. Can't feel anything. Well, that's a long way out. Could have been something hitting the line, couldn't it? Bollocks. I thought I had something on there. That was a proper bite, man. God, I'm organised. I've got first time I'm organised there. Oh, the moon's coming out. Got the moon coming out. I'll show you it in a minute. Right, let's get this out. Let's check I'm in shot. Well, that didn't work out right, did it? Bloody useless, isn't it? Right, look at that. I'll put you there and then you'll see me. And that little dot in the sky has the moon. Right. Bollocks. Remember, we've got to be positive from now on. No more swearing. Right, let's get this out here. Brilliant. Well, that was two great big tug downs, that was. That was like a proper bite. And then let's turn this light down. Right, that was a proper bite. That was going bang bang, and it kept going down like that, like a proper bite, not like little tiny gate rubbish taps. So I got excited then, but then by the time I turned the lights on, I've got Brett in my luggo. So I was talking to Brett, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. But then I had to rush back to the light and turn that on. Then me it went, and then when I was reeling in, I couldn't sort my light out. But I could feel something on the rod tugging. The bottom worm is hanging off the hook. So what I think it was a flounder, and what I reckon was it had got hold of the bait and was yanking on the bait. And that's the only thing I can think of. But there was something on it. It could have been a mattress or a blanket floating down the river, or a tree, branch, whatever. Well, I know that, but that was the first bit of excitement I've had, because I'll be quite honest with you, I was getting a little bit bored. And yeah, so I've rung my mate up to have a chat with him while I drank my coffee, which is now going cold, so I might take that cold coffee with some paracetamol and ibuprofen for my head. And watch these lines like a hawk, watch the tips of the rods. Let's get that dropped down a bit. Tighten that up. That's it, that's on there now, that's gripped. Right. Wish me luck. Let's hope I get something, because, you know, first cast, crack off. That was my fault, like a bloody idiot that I am. But that was the first bit of excitement. And that was as exciting as what I could only imagine seeing Kylie Minogue walking sultry like that down the high street. Do you know what I mean? That was on the same level. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to get this turned off. There's a bit more filming, video will be a bit longer, and I'm going to watch these rods. Look at that moon. Don't know if you can see it, you won't be able to see it, but that little tiny thing up there, that's the moon. I've got another rig baited up, ready. She's well, she's full of cold, isn't she? She's on the sofa at the minute, hoping that she'll feel better tomorrow. Now she's made me loads of sandwiches. I must have 2 or 3 chicken sandwiches with different fillings, you know, sauces in. And I've got a couple of bits of old pizza. I think she's trying to get me ill. Alright. Don't blame you. Well, I've took the slack up on this line and it's holding now. But it's not moving much. Yeah. Size 1 ooze out there at the minute, and size 1. And I've got a size 2 on the tripod. Yeah. First one come in and it was all twisted around the rig body, one of them, but I can only think that was when I was reeling it in. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that. I would say so. If I don't catch it, I'm going to blame you, because I had a fish on that rod until I was speaking to you. Well, that was coincidence. Yeah. No, it ain't. But I got it on. But it's got about 10 settings, mate. That's why I said to you, when you get it, go through it all, because mate, I couldn't even turn the light on in the back of the van. Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah. And they got a plastic cover over the switch, which is awkward to turn on. Yeah, and then it got a plastic thing over it. Right. You don't want to do that. Expensive torch. Normally Phoenix, you press it and hold it and it'll come on, and then you can just press it and go through the settings, can't you? But if you have struggled with that, you're going to struggle with this one. But it is a good torch once you know what the settings are, and you don't read the instructions and just use the free settings and then say it's not very good like other people have. Right, well, I'm talking to Brett here. You think that I'm actually sort of like talking to myself. Well, when I'm fishing and I'm not filming, I do actually talk to myself because I'm a bit mad. But I've been watching these rods. I've now got the Vercelli tight. I've been reeling it, taking the slack up, because I keep thinking I've done it, and it's now alright, but it's not moving. I've got no branches going past, no fish tugging at the lugworm. All I want is a good tug. That's all I want. A good tug on that, get it bouncing around, and then I'll be happy, won't I? I'll be reeling it in, getting it in, and that'll be there, won't it? A flounder or a codlin or haddock or something. But I just want to catch one fish. But I'll keep watching this. As soon as I've got a tug, I'll bring you back and show you it. So, see you in a bit. Right, let's get this Vercellian. It is high water now. The tide has just turned. There was a huge swell developed, got very noisy, and now it's all quieting down and the water's all flat. So the water's got to high water, it's obviously turned. The water might still be gushing in a bit there, but it's slowed. And as soon as that tide slows down going through the channel, I think, I can only assume, it allows the water to come around, doesn't it? So it's gone. So the time is now 7:54. So the tide is possibly going out as we speak, but it'll only be little. So let's get this in, see what's on it. I've had some action on these rods, as in bites, but don't think I've got anything on it. The bait is still on the hooks though, that's good, isn't it? So let's get this off there. I've got a rig already baited up. Get the glove on, cast it out. I'm going to cast it in the same place, I think. I might cast it over there actually. I've been casting in that channel. Oh, I don't know what to do. So I cast it in the channel again, because this one swung round a bit now. If I cast it in the channel, I might get caught up with this. We'll try it over there. I'll cast over to the right. What's going on there? That would have been a disaster, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's all free. Right, let's get this casted out. We'll cast it over there. And then the next one, when I've reeled this Vercellian, I'll stick it in the channel again. I've been having a chat with Brett tonight. It's been a bit quiet, so I've been chatting. These earbuds are quite good. I can chat while I still do stuff, you see. So I think me mates will all get a bit fed up with me ringing them up, because I'm working, painting at the house or doing fishing or doing something. I'm speaking to them while I work, so I phone people up more often. They'll get fed up and say, Vern, will you stop ringing me? Right, we're casting the zip legs over to the left. I've had 2 or 3 in that channel and I haven't had anything. The Vercelli has swung round, so it's right close to the top of the channel, or it could be in it for all I know. So when I reel the Vercelli in again, I'll cast that out past the Ziplex, and then the Ziplex will come in and I'll cast it into the channel again, give it another whirl. I've had some knocks, the rods are moved, it's got exciting a couple of times, but that could have just been the weight move. Well, it weren't the weight move because the rod went like that and then down like that twice. And like I say, the bait was pulled off the hook, but it was still on the hook, but it had been yanked off. So most of my fishing is based on relying on that fish hooking into it, because by the time I've got lights on, camera on, take one, rolling, all that malarkey, you know, 2 minutes has passed. Right, well, state of play, tide has changed, as I've already mentioned, and yeah, tide has changed. It's now going out. I still haven't had anything. I've had a couple of taps, and but it could just be the tide, I don't know. Weights aren't really moving down here. You're not getting the rush of your lines swinging from right to left like you do up that end, which is good. That bite I had just as I phoned Brett up, and it banged twice, pulled the rod right down. And then, like I say, when I was reeling it in, when I finally got there to pick the rod up and reeled it in, that's the wife, I'll have to ring her back. I could feel it banging on the line, and then it just stopped. So that can be a flounder, because flounders do that. You get a good flounder on there, it does shock the rod and give you a good knock. And I could feel it, and like I say, it must have just been on the bait and yanked and let go, and it had hold of the worm, didn't it? So nothing come of that, but that was exciting. I've had a couple of taps since. I've just had a tap on the Ziplex again, but nothing else. So it was just a tug. It's good to get a tug, but when nothing happens from it, and you don't go all the way through with it, it's a bit of a letdown, really. But I'm still here, I'm still trying. We're gonna keep persevering, and I'm enjoying myself. And at the end of the day, fishing is about enjoying yourself. I come here today, I've wanted to fish here, the tides are right. Will I fish it again this week? I'd like to. I'll just have to see how I feel. But yeah, no, it's been great. I've actually done something I wanted to do, fish a different place on the river, and it's all fell into place, really. But it'd be nice to catch something, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to have a flounder. But you never know, do you? I could have come down there and I could have had fished unbelievably sort of fish, you know. And unless you try it, you don't know. So that's what it's all about, giving it a go. And if I can do it again, I think there's big tides again next month. May come back here. Might try further down there, might try Bay 14, might try on the corner. Just give it a whirl, see what happens. But yeah, it's a bit of a different video. It's the same as normal. It's all the same old tap from me, isn't it? But hope I've got enough footage. Keep phoning people up and talking to them. It's very peaceful there. There's very little wind now at all. It always seems to die off through my sessions. Not all the time, but it did in the last video. But there is Did a little bit of wind there, but not a lot. Probably 10-15 mile an hour gusts. But it is lovely and calm. It's quiet. It's lovely. Just what the doctor ordered, really. So rods are here. I don't know if you can see much because lights isn't set up right. Be better in a minute. Hey. Yeah, I'll just keep watching these. So I ain't got one in the channel now. They're both on top, if that makes sense. If you've got fishing and you go to the same mountain, you're catching all the time like I was last year, nothing like it. And as Andrew Jones said to me, why go anywhere else last year? Why go anywhere else? If you're catching there and you're catching all the time, then why go anywhere else? So, and he's spot on with that. But when there ain't the fish about, there's probably more codling on the coast, but I'm not travelling an hour and a half over there at night time in winter, getting cold. That's not a pleasure thing for me. So I've come to the marks that are closer to me and fish them. It's enjoyable, but you just got to mix it up a little bit and try different places. You got to keep going to your normal haunts, because you never know, the fish might just happen to turn up and nobody knows, and you might be the first person to turn up and fish it and catch. So next time you see me, I'll be reeling one of these rods in, which will be the Vaselli. I've got a rig baited up. I'll give it 5 minutes and keep watching it, and then we'll cast out. And I should probably stick that in the channel. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, let's get this Vaselli reeled in, shall we? We ain't had it in for a little bit. We'll check this out and then cast it out again. Don't feel like there's anything on it. These reels are beautiful. They're really fast as well. Nothing on there. Bait is still on now, so at least we were still fishing. So we were still fishing, that's the main thing. Very little weed. Well, with very little weed, it'll be good for my next fishing session on the first cast, won't it? In case I forget to take the weed off. Right, now I'm going to chuck this in the channel. Well, I'm hoping that weren't a mistake, because I've casted into the channel while the tide is going out. Now, as in mistake, the weight will get took along to the right. Now, if it goes too far right when I reel in, I could get caught up in this this drain down there in these gates, and if that happens, I'll lose my line. So I will have to keep an eye on that. That was probably a mistake. Probably on the flood I should fish in there, and then on the ebb I need to fish upstream. That would make more sense. But this is my first time here. It's a learning curve, isn't it? There's another boat going out. It was moored up at Immingham port, so it's now going out. It's nearly in front of me now, so probably that was what those waves were. But I'd have thought they'd be coming again shortly, so. Right, well, we've got that out. I'll get this other rig baited up again, and I'll watch this for Sally like a hawk. If it looks like it's going too far to the right, I'll get it reeled in, change the baits, and cast it out to the right. I'll see you in a bit. Nothing yet. That line looks as though it's holding it in, swinging round. So hopefully. Hopefully it'll be all right. Tide is still in. Plenty of time to fish here. I know you don't get as long as down the other end, not for a long shot, but you still get plenty of time. Still a fishing session. You get the you know, you get it out of the, you get, well, what am I trying to say? Well, what am I trying to say? Can't think of what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say, I can't think of the word. Not that I'm thick. You get, it's not the monkey off your back. You just get it out of your system. You know, you get worked out, you think, oh, I'll go fishing, I'll go fishing. And you come and you just then think, ah, that was lovely. That's what I mean. Ooh. You only get an ooh with tofu. Oh, lovely cup of tea. Well, there's coffee really. But you don't say lovely cup of coffee, do you? You can't say ooh with coffee either, can you? You don't say that with tea. Do you remember that advert? Ooh. I was watching, because I was ill, it was quite convenient really. Randall and Hopkirk was on, so I watched Randall and Hopkirk. Laughed my head off to that, I love it. I watch it over and over again. There's 26 episodes, only ever did one series. That took 2 years for them to make that one series. So I watched Randall and Hopkirk, and then straight after that it was the Avengers. Well, they have about 5 Avengers on, and I was just watching one after the other, and watched Emma Peel. It was their last episode. That was episode 26 as well, and she goes off with her husband, is found in an Amazon jungle, and she goes, and then the new lady comes. But I do believe at the time she weren't really thought of as very good, but I think she's alright. I quite like all the old programmes. I watch all of them. There's nothing to watch on telly. Mind you, we've been watching a few good dramas on ITVX, but oh my god, ITVX, it's always buffeting. It's either a problem our end with our internet, or it's a problem their end. Does your head in. sometimes you're watching a program and four or five times it'll start buffing. Retry. Does your head in. But you still watch it because they're quite good dramas on there. So, doesn't seem to do much filming. I think this is segment 13. I think this will be. Rods are moving, but I think it's a mixture of a breeze and the tide. It's a shame really. I thought I would have caught down there. Thought I would have bagged up on flounders, to be honest. It might just be one of them nights. It might be a case of the next time I come here I might bag up. You got to give it another go, ain't you? You can't just do it once. I've tried the Humber bridge, haven't I? Twice or 3 times. I can't remember. Might be 3 times now, mightn't it? But anyhow, whether it's 2 or 3 times, I've give it a go. There's nothing up there. Give it a go down there in the when it's the right time, and try some other places, I suppose. But I need a good tide in the afternoon, really, so I can go fish with and see. And then it's got to be the right size tide, because if it's too big, you get pushed off the beach. So you either fish it going down or pick the right tide. So I've got 2 options there, but you then got to tie that in with some nice weather, because I don't want to go if it's cold. So I'm watching these rods. I'm hoping you can see him. I'm hoping that rod closest to us hasn't swung too far round, because if it goes too far round, I'm scuppered. I'll lose the lot. Don't forget, if you want any lead weights for carp fishing, freshwater fishing, sea fishing, boat fishing, if you want any cannonballs for boat fishing, or any terminal tackle, Achios rods, any fish anywhere rods. Also does budget rain rods for people that are just starting out, reels, Achios reels. Go along to Case to Tackle. Check out Mike. He's just a mate for me, and he looks after me. He's a good friend. If you want to talk to him about anything that you need or what he does, you can just phone up Case to Tackle, have a word with him. If he's free, he'll pick the phone up. If he's busy, ring back later. Or just go on his website and place an order. He's on eBay. He's got his own website as well, Case to Tackle. Does all sorts, everything, fishing line. Well, he does everything from a fishing rod to the weight at the end. So he does everything in between. Case to Tackle. Mike, check him out. I've been talking to Brett tonight. He's a good lad. His shit stinks though. I had to say that, because you always used to say that years ago, didn't you? Yeah, he's a nice bloke. Yeah. Shit stinks though. I suppose you're not allowed to say it now either, are you? Shit probably don't stink now, does it? It probably smells of roses. But yeah, no, go check out Brett's Fishing Diaries. Alan's Castaways. Alan's done a couple of lives just lately. He must be feeling a bit better. He's still coughing, but he's getting out there doing some fishing, doing some lives. Now them rods are quite static, aren't they? I've had a bit of excitement with them. See, that line's going up and down, but I think it's the wind. Perhaps I ought to just check where that line is. That's all right. Well, I've probably got 1.5 foot of water at the bottom of the wall. So I don't know that I'm going to get that last rig that I've just baited up out. I think these 2 casts may be the last casts. Bugger. The water, might have 2 foot of water actually. The water is still in the inlet. So it is a bit windy now because I'm sheltered by the van, because that's why I parked the van there. But yeah, the wind is picked up again and it's cutting through my top and through my tank top jacket, the lovely heated one. But I've turned it up to green now, so we're still warm. And yeah, keep watching my channel because soon you might see the new rod. I am excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas time at the minute. God, it's a bit chilly with that wind. Bordering on putting my coat on. Like I say, you don't get as long hair as down there. And when I pack up here, I would say you've probably got another hour at least at Bay 18. So you don't get so long hair fishing. It's long enough. I just thought I might have got some flounders. I'm pleased I've fished it. That's the main thing. I'm pleased I've fished it. And I'll fish it again as well. It ain't gonna beat me. It'll not beat me. I'll keep at it. If it if the next video isn't here again, then it'll be in a few weeks time, i.e. when we get into March. I think actually we might have some big tides at the end of this month. I'll check. So if that's the case, I might come here because I'm going to be buggered tomorrow. I've got to work, been fishing at night. So yeah, if I tell you what, if I have got good tides at the end of this month, then I shall be back here then. But I shall be back here because if it ain't then, it hopefully will be in March. And the nights will be pulling out then as well. Because as this week goes on, I think tide Wednesday, it'll be about 9 o'clock-ish, won't it? So that's 10, 11, 12, 12:30 going to bed. Well, getting home once I've brought everything out of the van, it does take a bit of time. Yeah, I should check my tide book tomorrow, make a decision, check the weather. But it's been a cracking night tonight, blank or no blank. We ain't blanked yet. We are blanking, but I ain't blanked yet. But it's what it is. suppose I could reel the Ziplex in and put that bait on with that squid and chuck it out, because I just want to try some squid on its own. So I might do that now, actually. Let's get it in. Get it done. This rod is filthy, absolutely filthy it is, because I didn't wash it. Pulled the weed off. Right, that's the last cast out. I ain't going to get much longer. From what I remember, I can see the second part of the cedar fence, so I've probably got 2 foot at least. But then this water goes from this bay here. So I've got them. I'll reel this Vercellian next, and then at the last moment, reel the Ziplex in. Give myself a best shot, give ourselves the best chance. It's not a blank yet. What's that down there? I think that's a... Might be mice on the stones, mightn't it? You can see 2 little tiny eyes on the ground. Could be a snake, couldn't it? Anyhow, I'll keep watching these rods for tugs. We might get another one. Does make it a bit more exciting. It's always best if someone else is if a fish is tugging it, innit? Because then it gets exciting, because you think, I'm going to get a bite in a minute, because it's there tugging at it, and then bang! So this Vercelli's going moving now, and the line's going down and up, but all it is the bloody wind in it. When you get a bite that goes down like that, that gets your heart racing. Just wish it had got hold of the pointy bit of the hook. Right, I'll bring you back when I reel these in. Right. Look at this Vercellian. Tide is disappearing now. I've got plenty of time yet, but I don't want to get snagged up. These reels are absolutely ideal for this mark. That was out a long way as well, really. Bait's still on, but nothing on it. It's a shame. No weed. That's the main thing as well. It's a shame, really. One fish would have just finished this whole session off and made it really exciting, but the tide's coming quite a long way, really, to be honest. So I don't know. I suppose even on a 7 metre tide it'd probably be alright. So this here, this is the weight I was using. Keith gave me that weight, but he said to me he got it from Mike at Case and Tackle. So if you want any flat weights with a bit of ridging on it, these weights grip really well tonight. My lines didn't move. Just with that, no grip wise, just a flat weight like that. And I really like them weights, so I might get some off Mike. So yeah, bit like a thin weight, but no bits on it, so really good. It's only a 6 ounce weight as well. So that's that. Just got one rod out now, which is the rod that just had a little bit of exciting movement on it. So you never know your luck, do you? We could have a fish flounder on that. They tend to make a bit of disturbance and then just sit there. So fingers crossed. But I'll have to bring it in shortly because the water's disappearing and I don't want to have to climb over. If I do, I do. You got to give the fish its best chance for returning it, and you do want to be launching it. Right, I'll keep watching this rod, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, let's get this in. I've still got water in front of me. I can fish for another 10-15 minutes, but I don't want the aggro if I've got a fish. That gives me time to get it back. Right, this is heavy. It's not so heavy now because the tide's going out into it, so the weight possibly went into the mud. But I saw a bite on this, but then I've seen bites on my rods, haven't I? Bait. Well, the bottom one looks like it's been bitten. Oh well. I'll tell you something I've been meaning to say, and that is that the water down this end of the river clears up a lot quicker. Up that end, it's murky in your bucket all the time. Here, the water's actually cleared and the sediment isn't so bad down this end. That, for the River Humber, is virtually clear. You could drink it. Well, if it weren't salty. Never drink anything that's salty. Well, it's been really enjoyable. I've enjoyed today's session. I have enjoyed today. It's been different fishing this different mark. I know it's still on the river, but it's different. Let's put that there. Turn that off. Yeah, it's been different. It's been enjoyable fishing here. Am I in shot? And I've enjoyed myself, so it's been nice to come out. It's been nice to fish. Tried a different mark. I give it the best shot of it that I can with the frozen bait that I've got, and I haven't got anywhere. But that don't mean that I won't. I will be back here again. It'll either be this week or towards the end of the month. By the time this come out, I'd already fished it a second time if it's towards the end of the month, or whether it's in the next couple of days. But like I say, with it being the next couple of days, it is going to be getting later at night, and that means you've got to get up early and you're buggered, aren't you? So we'll see. I might do it, I might not. But I hope you've enjoyed this. It is what it is. I only fish my fishing session from start to finish, and that's what my videos are. There's nothing more about it. There's no Ferris wheels, no fun rides, no bumper cars, nothing like that. Not even a game of mousetrap. It's just me rattling on about fishing, about what's gone on in the week and what's wound me up. So that's it. If you like this, click the old subscribe button. If you haven't, thank you for the view. It's much appreciated. And I'm going to get this all packed away. The next time you see me will probably be, well, it'll be on the river, because it's just comfort fishing out the back of your van, and that's what it's all about for me. I'm sorry if this channel's all about me, but it seems to be only me in it, so there you go. Right, don't know why I'm looking at the rod, because the rod's wound in. So all I'm going to say is, next time you see me, it'll be on this river, and I'll see you anon. That was as exciting as what I could only imagine, seeing Kylie Minogue walking sultry like that down the high street. Do you know what I mean? All I want is a good tug. That's all I want.